another each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Why is my microphone muted? Glad I caught that. Glad I caught that. All right. Share this to another group here. There we go. And then we're going to share it to a few more. Then I got to go here. Redo that. Get the share link. Copy that. Put it in WhatsApp. Live now. Paste. There we go. All right. We're ready to go. So welcome. Welcome. But it's not even on YouTube yet. Or nobody from YouTube's watching is what it is. Okay. Because I just shared from it. So that would be impossible. Welcome. Oh, man. My granddaughters are over. My youngest grandson, he lives here. And then our other daughter, Heather, has a son and a girl. And then my daughter, Kira, has 2 little girls, and they're over. So it's time to get the chitlins. Time to get the chitlins. Kind of wait for that 3-minute mark to get going. Been a minute since I've been able to come on Facebook and do this. I saw that. I don't know why it didn't show up here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, not all the chat is working correctly. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because I just saw somebody says, I am here, and it did not show up. It was for Lori. All right, it's catching up again. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. I got to double check on that. Give me a second here. Yes, that's here. Okay. So I gotta, yeah, I get you, blah. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go here. I'm going to that, and I'll come back over here every now and again, Lori, and check on your chat. There we go. Okay. Yes, I can see that. I can see Ingrid. I can see Daryl. Now I'm still on some kind of restriction, and that might have to do with the chat. So it is what it is. Oh, this would help. There. Now you can see it too. But yeah, because see, Lori's watching from Dion Miller, and it's not showing. It's not popping up. So what I will do is take away the permission and put it back in, and things like that. So yeah, huh? It's much nicer this way, isn't it? Isn't it? All right. So did I do this part? Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'll be your host. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. There's a lot of moving parts over here, and they even changed the setup and things like that. So we'll just kind of have to work through those things, like chat and things like that. So, all right. I don't really have a reading for this. It's just, I kind of wanted to talk about, what life is like now. We all know I had a harder life. I mean, just like you. And I was kind of talking to my daughter about this, and I don't know that she's caught my disease or not. I mean, you know, absolutely, Ingrid. I get something out of it too. I get to see my friends, of which I'm very selfish about. So, but I was talking to her, and we weren't really talking about alcoholism. What we were talking about was being chosen, and that there's some talents that she has in her life, and that she's a lot like dad, and she's going to be chosen, and there's going to be things in her life that are going to be hard to deal with, and that's what I talked to her about, and gave her suggestions on what I do. You know, um, you know, she's gone through some things. I gave her a list of my jobs that we have. You bet. I offered all my children the jobs. Are you kidding? Yeah, they'd be a great fit for some of these jobs, and I'd love them to have a chance. I'd love for them to have a chance at doing what it is that they want to do. Comes with good benefits, good pay. Um, I want my kids to be able to make it. You know, um, I would have to say that the number one thing. Oh, the podcast didn't happen. There was it was an emergency. It was either an emergency or the best lie I've ever heard. The best excuse I've ever heard for not doing a podcast. It was an excuse. I could tell you that. He was too stoked to do the show. So, but I just had a feeling today that we weren't going to do it. I kind of already knew. I get these gut feelings. But I think the number one thing for me is just being able to be available. It being available, holding space for others. For some reason, when it comes from me, it's just I don't know. You know, um, the way my grandkids look at me, like I'm a fucking superhero. You know, I yeah. You always trust your gut. Yeah, gotta trust your gut. It's where our intuition is. Your intuition is a culmination of all the safety you've had to provide in your life. Yeah, it's your what we call it, what mode, security mode, or whatever it is, right? That's our intuition. It tells us. It tells us, "Hi, Amber." Yes. See, I'm back on, and everything's here, but YouTube's still kicking butt. I think it's because everybody got used to the YouTube, and that's what I put the link in. So I'm not going to give. The only reason I'm on Facebook is because I got friends here. But being available, not just for my kids, and being there for my wife. For a long time when I was drinking, I wasn't there. I wasn't. I didn't help out physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. I didn't understand it. I had to be told what to do. I'll probably do dishes, clean up, things like that. But my job was basically drinking. I didn't work then either. Not towards the last part of my drinking. Um, I couldn't hold a job. I couldn't keep relationships. It wasn't anything. You know, there wasn't anything going on that was worthwhile. Except for the people in my life. Yeah. Um, I go to meetings, and like today's noon meeting. I always like it when you can feel the camaraderie in the room. Where you have one person that's kind of hurting, and then you see the whole group kind of circle that person, and we're protecting them from the outside world. We're protecting them from certain things. It's bordering on codependency, but we call this staying in the herd. Okay. AA is not a place where if you made a mistake and you come back, we're not witch burners. We're gonna welcome you back with open arms, right? Is this a Facebook Live? It's several. When I use Restream, so I use Restream, and what Restream does is it lets me go live on several different places at once. So the answer is yes. I'm also on Facebook. I forgot to set up Instagram, but I don't fucking care about Instagram. What's up, Kiki? Hi. Sebastian. He's a lap cat. That's how he likes his love. That's how he likes his love. Um, Being able to be there for my kitties, loving my kitties the way they want. Yeah, you love it. Yes, you do. Um, One of the neat things about what life is like now is, you know, I can see the world for what it actually is and what's going on, and you know, um, I'm going to tell you something funny. So I went to go find out if there was anything I could do because it got reported again today. They didn't restrict me, but I don't like being accused of things that I'm not doing, man. We alcoholics do not like that. Why? Because we become honest and we will very much take responsibility for our actions. But if we didn't do it, I mean, I'll fight that all day. So I went to go find out, what's some advice. And you know what their advice is? Oh, do nothing. Call a lawyer. And this is Facebook's advice. Oh, do nothing. It'll just, do nothing. Oh, in other words, Facebook, you don't want to take accountability. That's what that means. All right. What is it like now, man? It's certainly a lot better than it was, but that's not really a sure. You got a question, or did I say something that made you question what I'm saying? Um, I'm a little off today. I'm not necessarily in my right mind. So Lori's not saying anything else, so I'm gonna get rid of that. My attitude is definitely much different. Where and that helps me realize what's going on around me. What do you got there, dude? Oh, great. We got a grasshopper in here. Oh yeah, they're like you can sue Facebook and get a lawyer is what they said. You're not gonna win that, and nobody's gonna take it. In other words, they gave me a bunch of useless answers. What they were saying, Facebook doesn't have a customer service, and that should tell you everything. But Facebook is also a free service, so they kind of do whatever they want. Now, if we were paying, then we'd have some rights, but you ain't paying, so you ain't got no rights. Sorry. So, being able to be a good example when people do stupid shit to you. That's what it's like now. You know, I mean, what was I going to do? Be pissed off for 30 days? Because that's what they want. That's what they wanted. But what came out of it was this. Dion, don't shut up. You can't shut me up. I will just find a different way. Shut me down too much, I'll just go get a bullhorn, show up to where you're at, and I'll just do it there. Like Odd Rod said, how do you like me now? How do you like me now? We got our 5 o'clock meeting today. That's gonna be pretty cool, man. It's gonna be pretty cool. There's a lot of people looking forward to it. I don't know that there's gonna be that many people there or anything. I should probably put the link and everything, everybody. Same link. So, but my attitude, my availability, how I spend my time, my priorities are definitely a lot different. I've got good priorities. I have a set of strong boundaries that I work very, very hard on. I've got much better self-esteem. Much better. Now, I have a host of friends. I mean, I could just sit here and, I could just sit here and name off the promises. Because that's what it's like now. Uh, it'd be cool to have you, Amber, but I get why. I mean, it's Saturday, but that's why I made 2 meetings. Uh, I get it. You might get meeting out. This one, you won't have to do shit. So I might make you a co-host, but we're not going to have any bombers. It's invite only. Doesn't come with bombers, so it is in the beginning, and it is today. It might get changed to group conscious. I don't know. I do not know. What's the other? That's a good one. There we go. That's kind of what I was searching for. We're gonna go to tradition 8, and I know it sounds weird, but it reminded me. Yeah, it really depends on your preferences. Really depends on your preferences. I've never joined either way, so I have no idea. But so we're going to. It'll be the same link, but I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat too. So, but Dion's personal meeting. Invite him to that, Gratz. So, yeah, and they may be people I already invited to that just haven't hit the link and stuff. So I like tradition 8 because I do a lot of tradition 8. Tradition 8, Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. Okay, I'm not employed, but I am one of those special workers. And what do these special workers do? They create service work. It's one of the biggest joys I get, creating service work for others. Yeah. I'm just so happy to be here. Yeah. Totally not leaving until you're done. Oh, it's 2:22. Just saying. All right. Alcoholics Anonymous will never have a professional class. We have gained some understanding of the ancient words. Freely ye have received, freely give. Yesterday or the other day, I was people talk about relationships between sponsors and sponsees, and what they were talking about is giving it back or paying it back. We don't pay it back. You are not going to pay your sponsor back. You don't have anything to pay them. They didn't want anything. We pay it forward, not back. Pay it forward. Don't pay it back. Okay? Paying it back means an O of compensation, and there is nothing due. So you pay it forward. We have discovered that at the point of professionalism, money and spirituality do not mix. Almost no recovery from alcoholism has ever been brought about by the world's professed professionals, whether medical or religious. We do not decree professionalism in other fields, but we accept the sober fact that it does not work for us. Every time we have tried to professionalize our 12th step, the result has been exactly the same. Our single purpose has been defeated. Now you know part of what a fight. Our singleness of purpose. I've been saying it for months and months and months. Dear government, get out of recovery. You do not have God. It will not work. How do I know? Because I read this. And they tried it hundreds of times. I watched it happen before. Okay? Look for the action. All right. What What state started sober living? California. Who's the worst state in the country? California. The people with the worst recovery, or the states with the worst success for recovery, have more sober living homes per capita. That's not coincidence. Okay? Recovery coaching. So I got rid of it. I'm not going to get paid for doing freely ye have received, freely give. I can't get paid for it. Okay? And I don't feel like being a drug and alcohol counselor anymore. I just don't. Right? I'm going to go listen to that right after this. The question is, which version will I be listening to? Because I like them both, but it depends on my mood. I'll probably listen to the Genesis version. Alcoholics simply will not listen to a paid 12 stepper. I mean, it is so straight fucking forward here. So straightforward, right? Almost from the beginning, we have been positive that face to face work with an alcoholic who suffers could be based only on the desire to help and be helped. When AA talks for money, whether at a meeting or to a single newcomer, it can have a very bad effect on him, too. The money motive compromises him in everything he says and does for his prospect. This has all been so obvious that only a very few AAs have ever worked the 12th step for a fee. So we figured this out years and years and years and years ago. So what is it like now? Well, I learned from the people that came before me. Yeah, it's called history. And those who do not learn it are doomed to repeat it. All right. So we believed it when we said we tried all these different ways to get sober, but none of them worked. And you went out and proved it to yourself. So when they say that the money way didn't work, why are we not believing them? Because I'll tell you why, because you don't want to. Because it will affect your comfort. Oh no. Right? And I'll tell you why people keep tagging me or reporting my posts, because I continue to take their money. I've been getting rid of resource pages like you wouldn't believe. I don't talk about all this stuff all the time. They're getting more mad because one place figured out, oh, because I told that place. Then that place kind of told this place, and now this place was going to take them down. And now shit rolls downhill, my friends. There you go. And I did it right. I do not own amends. Yeah. So there's a right way to do it. Okay. All right. Let's because this is kind of a if I keep you sober for 1 year, there's a bonus of $1,000. I love those posts. Thank you, so and so and so company, for getting me and keeping me sober. No mention of God. Okay. That person had 2.5 weeks, I'm sure. All right. I'm trying to find the right place in this. Okay. At the foundation, the same story repeats itself. Eight tons of books and literature per month. The package channel themselves all over the world. Yeah, that's not what I was looking for. All right, let's just go. I'm going to go over to 168. So forget I said that. Neither could AA itself function without full-time workers. Now we have one full-time worker at our central office. Everybody knows Abby. I'm sorry, I could say her name. Everybody knows Abby. If you don't know Abby, you haven't been to the central office and met Abby. If you haven't gone down to the central office and met Abby, I would recommend you do it. Okay. The rest of them are actually that's not true. And then I think they have 2 paid part-time employees. Okay. Yes, these people are paid. It takes labor to get stuff out. Okay. I tell you, me doing it this way is the easier, softer way. And even this takes a lot of work. I don't just hit the go live. No, when I first started, it took me days to set the whole thing up. So, yeah. At the foundation and intergroup offices, we couldn't employ non-alcoholic as secretaries. We had to have people who knew AA pitch. Okay. What is an AA pitch? Well, gee, that's sales, just so you know. But the minute we hired them, the ultra conservative and fearful ones shrilled professionalism. At one period, the status of these faithful servants was almost unbearable. They weren't asked to speak at AA meetings because they were making money out of AA. Now it's the opposite. Bless you. Now it's the opposite. I never get asked to share my story. Ever. I don't get asked no more. Sure, it does. Yeah. Yeah, and AAWS is World Services. Yeah, it takes time, it takes effort. Okay. Now, granted, this person's probably going to have 10, 20 plus years. Has probably been in the program for a long time. And they've kind of earned a right in a way. So, okay. So when it comes to our service centers, yeah, we can pay. 12th stepping, doing the steps, meetings, no, 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 no. AA is broke. AA is broke intentionally. Okay. The furthest we go is what's called a prudent reserve. And what is prudent? It means small, just enough to make it. That's all we need. Why? So that we can get over our fear of economic security. That's why we do that stuff. And then there's no controversy. Hey, we got $5,000 in the bank. What are we going to do with it? That can be a controversy in AA. Now, what are we going to do with it? It better stay in AA. Oh, we're going to give like 1,000 to an AA club. Nope. No, you're not. Not in my group, you're not. Okay. Well, it depends. Right. York Street is owned by AA. So I'd be okay with it. See, it's a little different, but we got to ask these questions. You got to know, you got to understand the traditions. But the minute we hired them, blah, 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 even the charitably disposed describe them as a necessary evil. I'm not even going to say that. No. Does everybody have a place? You can only answer that because it's perception. For me, I don't know. It's very situational for me. So that's kind of a tough question, right? They could regain some measure of virtuous thought if they worked AA real cheap. No, because then what you're saying is you're only worth that amount. You're better off doing service work. You'll get paid better doing service work than being paid real cheap. You'll make more. At least I would. These notions persisted for years. Then we saw that if hardworking secretary answered dozens of phones time of the day, listened to 20 wailing wives, arranged hospitalization, and got sponsorship for 10 newcomers, and was gently diplomatic with the irate drunk who complained about the job she was doing and how she was overpaid, then such a person could surely not be called a professional AA. She was not professionalizing the 12th step. She was making it possible. That's what I was trying to get to. Okay. So tradition 8 is tradition 8 is about creating service work for others. In my AA owns the building and it leases the club that hosts the group. Yeah. So that's why it'll be okay. Club Trudge. not owned by AA, right? So if a group said, hey, we want to give $1,000 to Club Trudge, the answer would be no. Nope. It could go to central office. It could go to plenty of AA places, but not a club. A club is a different entity that gives us space that we pay rent in. Okay. A lot of people that run clubs, they do it out of the kindness of their heart. Are they making a little bit of money off of it? Sure. But I mean, they're not making it. They're not, it's not hand over fist. I can tell you that. Okay. So she was making it possible. She was helping to give the man coming in the door the break he ought to have. Volunteer committeemen and assistants could be of great help, but they could not be expected to carry the load day in and day out, right? Now, Daryl has brought this up a couple of times about working the coffee bar when you work the coffee bar at these clubs, okay? It's an earned right. We don't just slap anybody behind that counter. They're a greeter. They got to know a little bit about what they're talking about. There's some clubs out there that'll let you do service work in order to pay your dues. I used to do that a lot. Right. So what is it like now? Well, now I just create stuff for, you know, other people. Some clubs will charge dues. So the way it works in Colorado, if you are a member of the club, then your coffee is usually free and you can hang out all day. Okay. If they have events, things like that, you'll get a discount. If you are not a member of the club, then you pay $1 for your coffee and you don't get to hang out all day. That's it. So, really, when it comes to the club, it's more, you know, it's more along the lines, and usually it's pretty cheap. It's like $10 a month. It's usually not much, right? Because they're trying to follow the traditions. They're trying to follow the traditions. Yeah. Yeah, most clubs are 501c3 so that people can oh yeah, and a lot of times you get a mug. Depends on the club. If they're just starting off, probably not. Because they don't have money to get mugs yet. And somebody's got to clean those damn mugs. So more service work. All right. All right. I'll see you all at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'm sure my grandkids want to spend some time with me. So yeah, it helps pay their rent so that we can continue keeping the doors opening and having AA meetings. Or what will happen is we will have to go back to meeting in people's houses. That's how it started. So it used to be one week you'd be at this house and this house and this house, and you kind of rotate through. Um, Churches are great. A lot of churches love holding AA meetings. A lot of times they won't even charge you rent. The parks, AA should never be so broke that we're meeting in parks though, because we have to, you know. So for the old new club, the new club that came out like 25 years ago, that new club, that was the name. It was called the new club. It was replaced when Club North went down. So a lot of the same clubs still around though. Dragon's Den, Edit, Arid, York Street, Primary Purpose, Fourth Dimension, Mount View, Brighton. These places have all been around for years, years and years. Yeah. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Peace out.